Page 125, Piano Concerto No. 2. This is a theme from the third movement by Rachmaninoff. This is his big famous piano concerto he did. Everybody knows. It's got two flats, so it's B flat or G minor. I'll just save you some time and tell you it's in G minor. Right hand first. We've got a lot of tied notes going on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. If you're having problems, get your hand up here. You have to put the thumb on the F. Just anchor it there and cross over. Actually, for the whole note, it's better to use a whole, here because you need the thumb for what's coming up. Second line, last two measures. Hold the F down. We got multiple voices here, so it's hold that down as you play this. You can do a 2, 1, 3 if you want, or a 1, and then lift up. Now here, there's different fingerings for this. You can do the 2, 1 if you want, or we can do a here, third finger, that's fine, doesn't matter. And then reach down if you don't want to put a thumb on that black key. You adjust your fingering as you need to, and then lift up. Second finger on the B flat. Over, like so. Play it legato except for the phrasing you're seeing, so finger it in a way that you can play it legato. On pages 25 and 26 you're getting more of the same stuff we've already had. There's not a lot of difference, it's rather repetitious actually. Over on page 27 it might change just a little bit. Just watch the accidentals. Third line, fifth finger, because you've been using third there. Fifth finger on that one. Then cross over. Like so. For the left hand, you got these chords. 1, 2. I prefer a 4, 2, 1. This is the chord. That's the fingering for it. That's what I use. They've got a 3 there. I encourage my students to use a fourth finger on that. It's a C flat. Go on. And again, if you can, use fourth finger on that. Now there's a different fingering styles and differences of opinion. I'm not going to get into it too much. The fingering in the book works. Use that if you want. Third line down. But this chord, this first chord, the chord is this. And that's the fingering for it. Fourth finger on that. And if you do that, fourth finger, then you got 2 and 3 for that. To me, that's how I would finger it. And then going on, it's 5, and then I do 4 on the B flat because I'm here. And then for the last line, you come up. Whichever, 3 or 4. Here you need third here. You can use 4 here if you want. I'm in the last line on page 125. Careful, let's do it again. Here, or here, whichever. But here, 3, and third measure, I do a 4, because it's there. Here, and then here. 4, if you can reach it, and then 3, 2. Otherwise, there. That works too, but I don't care which one. And on page 126, or what we've had. Let's go down to the bottom of page 126. Last line. Top page 127. F sharp, B flat, E natural, and down. That's an A, E flat, B flat F, the second line. So work out these chords in the left hand. The last line you're here and then here. That's not an octave, that's an A. And then fourth finger. You just have to move it. The pedal will help connect it, so just move down. It's a B flat at the end. Put the hands together slowly. 1, 2. Now lift up here before you go on. So you gotta hold that F down. Then lift up. Here you got to get off of this because the right hand needs that note. Well, you lift up between the phrase, it's fine. Right there. The last two measures of the third line. Look out. It's 1, 2, 4, 1. Lift up, so there's a rest in the right hand, but that's held down, and on beat 2 you. So again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's a B flat in that one. You get some more of that on page 126. On 127, there's, again, just very carefully put the hands together. I don't want to spoon feed it to you. You play it through and work it out. And you can add the phrasing, hopefully you're kind of doing it. It's for the right hand. The left hand is just kind of legato here. But you got to get off the left hand at the end of these phrases a lot of times because the right hand needs that area or that note or something, so the left hand's got to get out of the way. Dynamic-wise, it applies to the melody. The right hand, moderately loud, whatever that is. Make sure we can hear the melody and keep everything else out of the way. Then we add the pedal. So it's going to add overtones. It's going to help us connect things. We want to hear the phrasing, so watch out. It's overlapping pedals, so the notes go down first and then the pedal. And it looks like they're changing it pretty much at each measure for the most part, and occasionally every 2 beats or something. So on the pedal, at the beginning it's here. I'm going to push it down right after I play that. I'm going to change it right after I play that. Not pedaling that, and then here. Here we're changing it every 2 beats. Now if it tends to get a little too mushy for you, then change the pedal. It's like in the second line here. Here. To me, that's a little mushy. I mean, this is kind of a mushy piece anyway. But if you want, change it every 2 beats here. To experiment with it, because if you do change the pedal, you don't want to lose the sound in the left hand. You may have to finger pedal this first note of the measure. Hold it down for the whole measure. If you're going to change pedals, because you don't want to lose that note. You have to experiment and see it, because a little messiness is fine, but not too much. I'd like to do a play with me and play all of this with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms, and I'm going to do the dynamics. You can do the dynamics, get to know the piece well enough, and listen to the orchestra play it, and you'll get an idea of the dynamics and how it might be interpreted. I'll give us 4 counts. Now on this page turn, I'm going to do page 125 and then stop. Then I'm going to turn the page, I'm going to count in again, and then we'll do pages 126 and 127. Of course, if you're playing it for somebody, you can't do that. You got to get that page turned. And you'll have to figure out how you're going to do that because both hands are busy. So you may have to leave out some notes in the right. You can't leave out melody notes. You may have to leave out notes in the right and the left hand a little bit. Sometimes what I do is I try and play extra notes in the right hand. If I have to leave out notes in the left, I'll try and catch something in the right hand to help until I get the page turned. But you got to get the page turned quickly and keep going. Don't mess up the beat because you're turning a page. However, for our purposes, we're just going to stop. So I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go. Stop and turn the page. 1, 2, ready, go. One, two, three, four.